Hi, this is the towel sequence for loosening up the back of the legs, hamstrings, calves, and even releasing tension further up through the spine. So you want a good sized towel. This is a bath towel. And you want to fold it up and then roll it into quite a tight sausage. And throughout this sequence, you may need to tighten it up a few times. So place it down in front of you in its tight sausage. And this is quite challenging if you're tight in the calves and limited in the ankle movement. But you can always have your fingertips on a wall to help with balance if you wish. So you come and you put the balls of your feet on the towel, try and stretch the heels down towards the floor, and then notice, and it can be quite handy to do this in front of a mirror, if you're tipping forward. So when we're really tight here or restricted in dorsiflexion in the ankle, the tendency is to flex at the hip. So what we want to do is to try to line up ears above shoulders, shoulders above the hips, hips above the ankles. And that will make it a little bit more intense. So you just want to take a couple of breaths here and feel it, and then soften the knees and just come into a forward fold and let your fingertips hang. And it doesn't matter if you're around the knees or the ankles or your fingers are on the floor. And again, just take a breath in that position as well and notice the stretch, and your knees can be really quite soft here. It's about what you feel, not how straight your knees are. And then you're going to step off the towel, and this one is beautiful and crisp, so it keeps unraveling. Just tighten up the sausage if that is necessary. And this can be the tricky bit, and you might need your hands on a wall or a chair. So you want to, from standing, press the towel into the back of the knees and start to crouch. So you're coming into a squat, you can lift the heels. And here again, if it feels a bit awkward, you can have your fingertips on a wall or a chair to help you get your knees down. So we come down onto the knees. And if you have ankle issues, then at this point, I would put a cushion underneath your shins, so underneath here. Otherwise, you're going to flatten your feet down. And then again, you can have your hands on the wall for a little bit of support. You start to sink the weight of your hips down towards your heels. Now, depending on your knees, depending on how tight you are in the calves and hamstrings, you may be only halfway up. So you're in control about how intense this becomes. And when I started doing this, I was up here, I couldn't put too much weight in. And you can always work down and then lift out and down and lift out. And you're just taking your time to start to choose where you feel a certain intensity in the pressure of the towel into the top of the calf muscle and the bottom of the hamstring, back of your thigh. And once you get to a point that's appropriate for you, you're just going to rock the hips a little bit from side to side. So if I show you from the front, you're just sliding the hips from side to side and feeling that compression massage into wherever you're tight. So for me, the right calf is tighter and the left hamstring. Great. And when you've been there for a little while, so I tend to say 5 to 10 breaths, just lift up, move the towel a centimeter or two back, and again, find where you need to be, how much pressure you're going to put through, taking the sit bones towards the heels as much as is appropriate for you. And then again, let the weight slide from side to side in a little compression massage. Now, this should not take your breath away. It shouldn't be painful. It should be a certain level of intensity of feeling that soft tissue release, if you like, but it shouldn't be too uncomfortable. You should be able to relax your shoulders and your breath. After 5 to 10 breaths there, take it back one more time, and you'll find you can sit back a little bit more, and the same thing applies. Great. And then if it needs retightening the towel, then go ahead and do that. And you're going to come back to where you started. So standing with the balls of the feet onto the towel, try to make sure it hasn't unraveled too much because that's much too easy. And then lining up the body, ears above shoulders, shoulders above hips, hips above ankles. And you should find that it's easier here in dropping the heels to the floor and then softening the knees and coming into a forward fold. And you might find that your fingers are a little bit lower than last time. Again, take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, coming back up and stepping off the towel. And that's it. So that's the full sequence. And I would do it a couple of times through to really see the benefit of that lengthening of the soft tissue. And a couple of times a day if you're really tight or if you're running a lot. And I'll give you some options for if that one's not for you.